Welcome to the ResCheckspert blog, brought to you by www.rescheck.info. Today we want to talk about how lower insulation and lumber prices are making construction more affordable. If you go to www.rescheck.info, scroll down to the ResCheckspert blog, you can find this article. Go ahead and click on it. Then just sit back. I'm going to read it to you. Lower insulation and lumber prices are making construction more affordable. Today on the ResCheckspert blog, since we monitor everything in regards to home construction, building permits, new home starts, and construction pricing, we decided to take a look at the cost of construction. Inflation has been a buzzword in most items from groceries, rent, fuel, and almost all everyday purchases. Is that really the case in the construction market? Less than a year ago, Random Length lumber futures traded at a high of over $14.75. This month, they notched a low of just under $340. This is an astonishing price drop. If you think back to the late 2021 and early 2022, you probably heard everyone complaining about how the cost of lumber and other construction materials like insulation was so high. Strangely enough, this was also the time when everyone was chomping at the bit to start a new construction project, like building a house, adding an addition, or creating an outdoor living space, like with pressure treated dimensional lumber. Human nature is that everyone wants to do the same thing at the same time. The pressure of seeing someone else doing something is unbearable to some. The temptation to do the same thing is irresistible at any cost in our have-it-now society. We've all noticed our friends, family, and neighbors on social media with a stack of lumber they had delivered or a deck they just had quoted and an astronomical price tag. This is easily explained by the raw material cost of lumber that goes into each construction project. It's hard to avoid having at least some dimensional lumber in every construction project. ICF construction stands for insulated concrete forms, for example, and even though it's built primarily with concrete, they still need some interior walls, outdoor pressure treated decking, and some type of roof trusses or rafters. Typically this is accomplished with Random Length dimensional lumber. Stick-built homes are framed with over 90% Random Length dimensional lumber and still remain the most popular form of construction in the United States. Along with the steep drop in framing lumber, we've also seen similar declines in insulation prices. This downward pressure on the most prices of the common bats like R49, 38, R30, and 19, R15, and R13 are welcome on every job site. As municipalities adopt newer and more stringent energy codes like the upcoming ICC 2024, 2021, 2018, 2015, the needs for larger amount of insulation increases. This makes a home that was once constructed with R38 roof system need an R49 insulation bat just to pass ResCheck and Manual J. This additional cost is passed on to the consumer, and the savings are not seen until after the certificate of occupancy is issued and ResCheck compliance certificate is attached to the exterior electrical panel. Materials have seen a visible drop in pricing, contrary to what you might be seeing and hearing on the news, and grocery prices like eggs and other staples. The one area that you will see some additional inflation in your construction is labor. I recently waited over 8 months just to have a 20-foot section of gutter installed. This was not because the material was unavailable or the price of the gutter was restrictive. I could simply not find a crew that had the availability to hang it. Finally, after an 8-month wait, the dripping gutter was replaced. This is an example on the micro level of construction, but it's magnified by 25 to 50 subcontractors when you construct an entire home. There has generally not been enough people joining and practicing construction trades since the 2007 to 2009 bank crisis, and the construction labor market remains under great strain. What this means is that while you may pay less currently for your lumber and insulation, the installation of the materials may come at a higher cost with longer lead times. Overall, in regards to inflation, we at ResCheck.info and the ResCheckspert blog like to keep a pulse on all things related to labor and materials on a construction project. For our end of the construction process, we decided to not raise prices. Even as the prices of materials and labor doubled and tripled around us, we still charge just $79 for a ResCheck. We also did not extend our lead times, even though qualified labor and help are difficult to locate and retain. We still turn around a ResCheck in 4 to 6 hours. If you are ready to take advantage of our current low lumber and insulation prices at your local construction supply store and need a ResCheck for building permit, simply email PDF plans, job site address, and square footage to service@rescheck.info and we'll get you taken care of. If you're ready to get started, just travel up to the top of the page, click that Buy Now button, add a ResCheck to your cart, and you're ready to go. Thanks again for listening to the ResCheckspert blog.